This is the Global News Podcast from the BBC World Service. I'm Emilio San Pedro, and in the early hours of Friday, the 22nd of June, these are our main stories. In the U.S., the First Lady, Melania Trump, has visited a child detention center in Texas, saying she wants to help reunite families separated by American immigration laws. Nicaraguan bishops have traveled to the opposition stronghold of Masaya, which has come under repeated attacks from forces loyal to President Ortega. Also in this podcast, how the Sahara Desert is fast becoming a new front line in the war against Islamic militants.
If we don't take this opportunity to deal with it now, where it's at a level that's affordable and sustainable, both in blood and treasure, then it may cost much, much more to deal with at a later time.
And residents in a Chinese city defend their solstice tradition of feasting on dog meat.
The killing of any animal will be bloody. I hope people can look at this objectively. I think popular customs themselves cannot be right or wrong.
That's all coming up. But we begin in the United States, where, hot on the heels of his executive order ending the practice of immigrant children being separated from their parents, President Trump has directed government agencies to begin reuniting families who had entered the United States illegally. One aspect of the matter is the limit of time children can be detained by immigration officials, 20 days. The Justice Department has now asked a federal court to ease those restrictions. Mr. Trump's climb down is said to have been influenced by the First Lady, Melania. She traveled to Texas to a migrant child detention center. Here's what she had to say.
I'm here to learn about your facility, and which I know you house children on a long-term basis. And I also like to ask you how I can help to these children to reunite with their families as quickly as possible.
I asked our Washington correspondent, Barbara Plett-Usher, what Mrs. Trump's role had been in all of this.
Well, we do know that she was against this separation of the children from the parents, and that she was one of the voices that was telling Mr. Trump that this was unacceptable, another one being his daughter, as well as others. And so we know her spokesperson has said that she was very against the separation of children from their families, and that she had wanted to see for herself what the conditions really were. Her spokesperson was asked whether she would then sort of press Mr. Trump to make sure that these children were reunited and that the policy would not be repeated. And she said, well, she's going to have a look at what's there and she will make her opinions known. And Mr. Trump, by the way, did not ask her to go, but said he supported her trip. So she is going, according to the White House, as somebody who's very concerned about the conditions there and wants to make sure that she sees for herself what they are so she can